Marie Todd.
So, I mean, I think the reason that the immigration debate that we're hearing in this UK election feels so alien to us in Scotland is because you so rarely find people who are against immigration. We are a nation of immigrants ourselves. I represent a part of the country, the Highlands, where, you know, like most Highlanders, I have more relations in the New World than I have here in Scotland. We empathise with immigration. My part of the country, it is clear how much harm we are experiencing from both Brexit and the hostile immigration policies. Far from,
Marie,
far from us,
record level.
Far from us,
double
not.
What it was
far from us.
Brexit.
If I could just
Why
complete,
are they not coming here?
If I could just complete this point, because it's really important that people understand just how unbalanced our communities in the Highlands are becoming. Far from not, you know, it doesn't matter apparently, according to David, if we don't have enough people coming in. Well, it matters if you live in the Highlands and you don't have enough young people to look after the old people in your community. It matters if your hospitality industry can only open 5 days a week during the summer, not 7 days during the week, as it used to before we Brexited.
If we do have record net migration to the UK, but they're not coming to Scotland, how do you get them to come to Scotland?
Well, it's very difficult with the immigration sitting with the UK, but there are absolutely things. There are absolutely things that we could do to attract people north of the border. People often choose to migrate where they have communities already, where they have families already. I mean, I can cite to you. I mean, I'm Minister for Social Care. I meet social care workers every day, and many of them are doing a job that is vitally important in our community and are being prevented from bringing their families here to join them. We are asking them to do some of the toughest work, some of the most important work for our communities, and we are not letting them have the comfort of having their families live here as well. We need to change the immigration policy. The hostile environment is harmful to us in Scotland. Brexit absolutely has been harmful to Scotland. The impact of Brexit and immigration, I mean, when we first Brexited, I was a Highland and Island MSP. And we looked at the health and social care workforce. I was on the health committee in the Scottish Parliament. And we found that 1 in 4 of the doctors working in Shetland were European. 60% of our dental workforce is European. And we have, you know, Keir Starmer, while admirably taking some different stances on immigration, has been very clear in his statement that there are too many foreigners working in the NHS.
That's not
well,
what
let me tell you, when I worked in the NHS, I worked with some of the most amazing people who had come here from many countries around the world to contribute to this country.
Marie, let's be quite clear, because if we're going to have a proper, sensible, grown-up debate about migration, I think this election we should have, rather than the dog whistle stuff we hear from other parties. What he said was we should stop dipping into other people's health services and bringing in cheaper foreign workforce when we should be training up our own people here with a proper workforce plan. And part of the reason social care isn't such a problem is because you've completely decimated local government budgets, so they're having to go to the lowest common denominator in terms of pay, and the only place you can get poverty pay is through migrants. We should be paying people properly, which is why we have a new deal for working people in our manifesto that means that people will get a fair pay for a fair day's work. When you lift pay, you lift standards, and you put more money in. That's when you get a better workforce. And you can't go to the Western Isles. You speak to anybody in the Western Isles, there is no houses for them to buy or to live in. So how do you get people in without the infrastructure?
In Scotland, our health and social care workers, so social care pay and NHS pay is higher than in England.
Our social care system is collapsing.
Social care workers, and I am somebody who wants to go further and faster and pay them more. But our social care workers are paid more than they are in the rest of the UK, and they pay less tax than they do in the rest of the UK.